Like and subscribe right now, or you're gonna have terrible luck for the next week. Everyone loves dogs, and for good reason too. It's difficult to find a human being as friendly and as loyal as a well-trained dog. Dogs will protect their owners and may even give up their lives to save their families if need be. However, there are some dogs that you should actually fear. These hounds are the least domesticated animals you'll ever meet, and they can make your life unbearable if not trained properly. And today, we'll be introducing you to 10 dogs that you should absolutely be scared of. You would definitely not believe the dog breed that takes the top spot on this list. Number 10. Siberian Husky. At the bottom of this list, we have the Siberian Husky. Siberian Huskies are generally huge dogs, and they can weigh up to 70 pounds. They also have very thick fur, and this is probably because they were bred to live in the coldest parts of Siberia. These dogs were originally bred to pull sleds over long distances in cold climates, and to be efficient at this task, Huskies need to be huge, strong, and in possession of very thick fur. Most people who own Siberian Huskies do not report aggressive behavior, and this is probably because Huskies are one of the easiest dogs to train. Since they are easy to train, these dogs generally don't grow up to be the dangerous, aggressive dogs that they could be without training. However, if not socialized and trained properly, the Siberian Husky could be bad news to everyone. One standout feature of the Husky is that the dog usually howls instead of barking. This, of course, isn't that scary, but it tells you that the link between Huskies and wolves aren't as thin as with other dogs. Additionally, Huskies are extremely territorial, and they definitely do not play well with other dogs. Thankfully, it isn't all bad news. You can trust Siberian Huskies with children. For some reason, they are exceptionally careful with kids. However, strangers should beware. Things can really go south if the dog has had a bad day. Number 9. German Shepherds. If you own a German Shepherd, you're probably thinking, well, that can't be true. A German Shepherd isn't scary. I own one, and I'm never scared of it. Well, that's probably because the dog knows, recognizes, and loves you. Even wild animals like lions and tigers do not attack human beings that they know, let alone actual dogs. The first thing that's scary about the German Shepherd is its size. They are really big dogs, and they can reach a weight of about 85 pounds. On its own, this doesn't make the dog scary. Well, until you learn that German Shepherds were used as military dogs by the French and Germans during World War II. Imagine how aggressive and scary a dog has to be useful for such criminal hunting purposes. Exactly! Number 8. Dalmatian. If you've watched 101 Dalmatians, you probably think this specific breed of dog is the next great thing after sliced bread. But that couldn't be farther from the truth. Dalmatians were originally bred in Croatia and were sometimes used as dogs of war. Because of this, Dalmatians have a strong guardian instinct. While this makes it great for its owners, it can be a nightmare for strangers. They also have a strong hunting instinct and have been used as hunting dogs in the past. All this means is that Dalmatians can wreak havoc if they need to. That's why it's very important to socialize them early and train them properly. A badly trained Dalmatian is a dog that poses a threat to everyone. Number 7. Jack Russell Terrier. The Jack Russell Terrier is one dog that looks pretty small, and of course, since it's a small dog, you're probably forced to ask why it's on this list. The dog may have sharp teeth, but it certainly doesn't pose a huge threat to anyone. Right? Right? Well, you would be wrong if you thought that. For one, Jack Russell Terriers are one of the most likely dogs to attack human beings. Yes, you're more likely to be attacked by a Jack Russell Terrier than a Pitbull Terrier or even a Rottweiler. Surprised? Well, we are too. But that's not the only reason why you should be absolutely terrified of Jack Russell Terriers. If one of these dogs attacks a full-grown adult, they would only have a few minor injuries. Sadly, this isn't the case for children, and these dogs are especially impatient with children. That's why most dog handlers would never recommend Jack Russell Terriers to families with little children. The dog is simply not worth the risk. Number 6. Chihuahua. The Chihuahua is the smallest dog on this list and also happens to be the smallest dog in the world. These dogs are so tiny that they may weigh only about 6 pounds. Despite being extremely small, the Chihuahua is also said to be one of the oldest dogs in America. The name Chihuahua is from the Mexican state of Chihuahua, which happens to be where the dog was bred. In fact, there's a consensus that the ancestor of the dog was actually introduced to the continent by legendary explorer Christopher Columbus. If you own a Chihuahua, you may be surprised to find it on this list. Or you may not be. It all depends on how free you let your dog be with other people. It's pretty much settled at this point that Chihuahuas are 1- or 2-person dogs. This means that, unlike other breeds of dogs that can have close relationships with multiple people at the same time, Chihuahuas simply cannot. They can only establish close relationships with 1 or 2 people, and to them, everyone else is effectively a stranger. And that's where the problem comes in. When Chihuahuas establish these relationships with their owners, they can be devoted to the point of jealousy and may even bite people who come too close. Additionally, these dogs are extremely temperamental, stubborn, and they have little to no patience for children. So the Chihuahua may be a small dog, but it's certainly a bundle of danger you don't want running around in a house filled with kids. Number 5. Dachshund. Dachshunds are very small dogs and may weigh only up to 30 pounds. In fact, these dogs could weigh as little as 8 pounds. And of course, you're probably thinking, well, what can this tiny dog do to me? Why should I be scared of it? Why is a tiny dog even dangerous in the first place? Trust us, your questions have pretty simple answers. One of those answers is this. The Dachshund is pretty susceptible to what researchers refer to as small dog syndrome. This means that the dog tries to make up for its small size by having a big attitude. Thus, it gets unnecessarily aggressive in order to show other dogs and human beings that it's not to be messed with. While this attitude is mainly just for show, it could lead to some pretty nasty occurrences, like attacks. Another reason why this dog is on this list is that they don't usually do very great with kids. Thankfully, with good training and proper socialization, even the Dachshund could learn to play with children. Additionally, if you have small pets like mice, rats, or hamsters, make sure they're kept away from the nose of this dog. Because the Dachshund has strong hunting instincts, small animals like this cannot be saved when it's around. Number 4. Doberman Pinschers. Doberman Pinschers divide opinion. A lot. On one hand, they're loyal and protective dogs who would give their lives for their families. If there's one dog that would follow you to the ends of the earth, it's the Doberman Pinscher. On the other hand, the dog can be quite aggressive and dangerous, especially if not trained properly. Some have even used the metaphor of a double-edged sword to describe this breed of dog. If trained properly, the Doberman can become an extremely useful member of your home. It can become an extra layer of security, and may even be the only thing standing between you and certain harm in times of danger. However, if not trained properly, this dog could metamorphose into a scary nightmare. Number 3. Rottweiler. Rottweilers are ridiculously large dogs. That's probably the first thing you need to know. They are so ridiculously large that they can weigh up to 130 pounds. That's almost as heavy as the average human being. So yes, these dogs are pretty huge. So let's get to it. Why are Rottweilers even on this list? When the first Rottweilers were bred, they were used for cattle herding and bear hunting. This meant that they were bred to be insanely courageous, brave, and most importantly, aggressive. In the 19th century, they became common in the US and were used as guard dogs, and some even worked with the police and the army. Obviously, these new roles also demanded Rottweilers to have an incredible capacity for harm. And that's why they should not be messed with.
Now it's time for today's best pick.
Today's picture was sent to us by a subscriber. If you ever come across a picture online and would like to know what it means or its origin, you can send it in to us. Who knows, your picture could feature in our next video. Number 2. Pitbull Terrier. The American Pitbull Terrier also goes by the name American Staffordshire Terrier, which is actually quite difficult to pronounce. Unlike other dogs on this list, the Pitbull Terrier is a medium-sized dog and usually only weighs about 55 pounds. Even though the name of the dog literally starts with American, the dog actually originates from England, in the Staffordshire region. The first strain of this bulldog was designed to be used as guard dogs or dog fighters, and since these roles needed aggressiveness in huge doses, the Bull Terrier was bred to be extremely aggressive. However, when the dog was brought to America, where dogfighting wasn't allowed, a newer strain was bred. This newer version was still aggressive, but it was more mild-mannered than the previous strain. This dog breed is what is today referred to as the American Pitbull Terrier. The dog is quite loyal and very protective of families and territory. And that's where the trouble comes in. The American Pitbull Terrier may look calm, but if it's forced into a position where it has to be aggressive, it can be devastatingly so. So beware.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it really works.
Number 1. Wolf Dog. The number 1 dog on this list has got to be the wolf dog. No other canine breed is as dangerous as the wolf dog, and you will soon find out why. First off, the wolf dog isn't named the wolf dog because it bears a casual resemblance to an actual wolf. No, the wolf dog is literally a dog breed that is born when gray wolves mate with regular dogs. So yes, this canine is half wolf, half dog. As you may expect, wolf dogs are bigger than regular dogs, and they are even more unpredictable. While no studies have proven that they are extraordinarily more aggressive than dogs, it's useful to note that individual wolf dogs have shown extremely dangerous tendencies. In any case, a wolf dog is bad news, and you should be really scared of one. That's it guys, we've come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Goodbye, and stay safe.